Are we ready to bring the jury in? State? Defense?
Yes.
Let's bring them in. It takes them a couple minutes. You don't have to stand. Now they'll let us know. But
I just copied everybody else.
I certainly understand stretching. I'm going to stand to stretch my legs. Doing a lot of sitting in here.
Ready, Judge?
We are.
All rise for the jury.
Jury's present and seated. Everyone else may be seated this time. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, welcome back. Anyone have any exposure, discussion, or research in any way related to the case during the break? Let the record reflect there are no hands. Thank you. Mr. Terry, you may begin the redirect examination.
Mr. Carey, defense's exhibits 3A and 3B. 3A, who took that picture?
Believe that would have been my mom.
And how about 3B? Who do you think probably took that picture?
Probably my mom.
Now, you described earlier that there was a contentious custody battle between Nicole Nachtman and her, between Miriam, your mom, and her Nicole's father, Ronald Nachtman, correct?
Yes.
All right, and you described it as messy.
Yes.
Now, would you, at the same time, you've told this jury that Nicole seemed happy as a child, was that right?
Yes.
All right, and did you believe she was a happy child?
Yes.
Do you think she was affected by the divorce in any way that you were able to see?
No.
Object to speculation.
The question was that you saw. Caution the witness not to speculate, only testify to things that you observed or had personal knowledge of.
I did not see her affected by it.
Okay. And when she grew up, did your mom provide her things?
Yes.
Did your mom, in your opinion, do you believe your mom tried to make a happy home for her?
Yes.
Now, your mom's in the military, was that right?
She was active for a while and then she joined the reserves.
All right. And what particular branch was she?
The Navy.
And did she in fact recently get a promotion or something?
Yeah, she became a captain, so 06. The Navy.
As part of her work with the Navy and in the reserves, was your mom, was she often deployed?
She deployed to Landstuhl, Germany, while I was in Arizona for about a year or two. But then she was able to, they put her on a lot of different types of orders, so not always deployments, but random TDYs or different types of orders that keep her employed doing that for however long. Yes.
And during those times, she would have to have a place for Nicole to stay, correct?
Yes.
And during one of those deployments, did she stay with your grandmother?
Yes.
Okay. And was she also deployed the year that Nicole Nachtman was living in an apartment by Sickles High School?
I don't know.
Okay, you're not sure of that. Speaking of that, were you aware that the home in Carrollwood was not zoned for sickles? It's actually Gaither. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Do you know whether or not your mom got the apartment near Sickles, and so in order so that she could continue to go to school at Sickles?
Objection asked and answered, he said he didn't know.
That's overruled. This is a different question.
Can you say it again? I'm
Do
sorry.
you know whether or not she got the apartment near Sickles in order so that Nicole could continue to go and attend school at Sickles?
I believe that's what I found out, yes.
Okay. Now, you've described your mom as demanding, I can believe,
Yes.
strict. Did you
Yes.
say strict?
Yes.
Do you feel like she wanted you all to excel?
Yes.
Do you feel like any time she was upset or angry with you all, it was because she was wanting to push you all to succeed?
Yes.
Do you know if, as well as Nicole was 17 or so when she got that apartment in Sickles, do you know if your mom wanted her to start being more independent, not being so dependent on, to grow up, in other words?
Absolutely, yes.
Now, when Ms. Hersey Fulgera described it over and over again as you running away, you were in Tampa, correct?
Yes.
Did you, and you got out of the car because you
Yes.
did not want to go to Virginia.
Correct.
And where did you go?
I stayed at my grandma's.
Okay. So you didn't go out on the streets.
No.
You didn't go try and stay in hotel rooms or work the streets to get away.
No.
So when she describes running away, basically you just got out of the car and said, I'm going to stay here at grandmother's.
Yes.
And you said that in middle school she started to change, around 6th grade, getting close to the teenage years.
Yes.
Would you find it common that people, as they're growing up, start to change? They may not dance and sing like they used to, especially
Yes.
teenagers? You described your mom as wanting her to get LASIK. Did you yourself encourage her to get the LASIK?
I told her, I had LASIK and it was totally fine and it's a good thing to do, especially if somebody's paying for it. So I was like, if you don't want to do it, don't do it, but I would suggest it.
And by this time she's 21 years old, right?
Yes.
And when it came to Nicole's weight or looks, you remember your mom basically just telling you she would say, make sure she's running and eating properly. Is that
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You mentioned that Nicole was scared of your mom.
Yes.
Was she scared of your? Did you ever, in the times that you were home and the times you were around, did you ever see your mom physically hit Nicole?
No.
Did Nicole ever tell you that she was scared of your mom physically hurting her in any way?
No.
Was she maybe scared of not meeting your mom's expectations or getting yelled at?
Yes.
Now going back to the fact that she got that apartment near Sickles, the falling out you and your mom had a few years ago or years before that had to do with the fact that her mom wanted you to get in a good school district up there so that she could come live with you. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. And that was the main reason she wanted you to move, was because of the school district.
Does that object to leading?
No, sustain, rephrase.
Was it important to your mom that Nicole be in some good schools?
Yes.
Because did she want her to get a good education?
Yes.
Now I know you indicated you didn't talk for 3 years. Did you all start talking again?
Yes.
At the time your mom was killed, were you and your mom were you all talking and,
Yes.
and having a regular
Yeah.
relationship?
Phone calls, text messages, emails.
You mentioned your mom at one point saying when Nicole told you, her mom said, when she ran into her mom goes, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And you said it's not uncommon for your mom to cuss.
Correct.
And you kind of looked and said your mom cusses a lot. Is that right?
Yes.
Did your mom always cuss when she was angry?
Yes.
Did your mom sometimes cuss when she was happy?
Yes.
Did your mom just sometimes cuss in general about things?
She loved to cuss.
Okay. So it's not uncommon, that would not be uncommon for her to look at Nicole, who's seeing someone who's not supposed to be there, to say, what the fuck are you doing here? Like,
Right.
okay.
Yes.
You also indicated to the jury that you felt that Nicole would not be able to function at school.
Oh, FSU?
Yeah.
Like by herself, you mean?
Yes.
Correct.
All right. However, did she not? Did she not go to London on her own?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. And she spent a semester abroad in London on her own. She was able to do that, right?
Yeah, and I had talked about this before. It's really hard for me to imagine her paying bills and things like that, but then she would drive long distances and do things that were kind of surprising to me. So, you know, to say that she can't is, I don't know. At first I didn't think so, but after learning that kind of stuff, it's...
Yeah. Well, she was able to get her housing situation straightened out on her own.
Yes.
In this case.
Objection to leading.
Was she able to
Right.
get her? Was she able to get her housing straightened out for that year?
Yes.
And do you know if she managed her housing on her own all the semesters?
I don't know.
And she was clearly intelligent enough to get into the Florida State University, right?
Yes.
Going back to the situation of how you indicated she would say, don't tell mom.
Yes.
You said a couple of times she said that. Did you find that particularly strange?
I don't want to say strange. It was over. I thought the reason was strange. I mean, she bought the one I'm remembering is she bought a sword from a Renaissance fair, and took a significant portion of the money that my mom was giving her, and so she called and left a voicemail saying, "Don't tell mom. Just tell her you bought the sword if she calls and asks."
Okay, because she didn't want her mom to know she was spending money on things she shouldn't be spending
Right.
money on.
Right.
Okay. But like, for instance, she broke her computer. Did she break her computer one day?
At her laptop.
And what did your mom do when she found out she broke her computer?
Bought her a brand new laptop.
Bought her a brand new laptop?
Yeah.
Just if I may have one moment.
Absolutely.
No further questions, Judge.
Can we approach?
Yes. You don't need to remain outside, but you are subject to recall. But you may step down as a witness at this time.
Okay.
Ready with the stipulations, I believe?
Yes, Judge, at this time, the state would move into evidence State's Exhibit number 68 and State's Exhibit number 69.
Is there any objection to those coming into evidence?
No, sir.
All right, and these are stipulations. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, stipulations are facts that the parties have agreed to, and I'm going to read them to you. They should be considered as any other facts that you consider in the case. The first is stipulation to victim's identity, and it reads, the state of Florida and the defendant Nicole Jean Nachtman stipulate to the following. The person who died on the 20th day of August 2015 at 14108 Fensbury Drive has been identified as Miriam Carey Beans, the individual named in count 2 of the indictment in this case. We hereby certify that the foregoing stipulation is made in good faith and for reasons herein alleged dated this 30th day of July 2019, and then it is signed by Ms. Hersey Bulgaria, attorney for the defendant, John Terry, assistant state attorney, and Nicole Jean Nachtman. The next stipulation is also titled Stipulation to Victim's Identity, and this is exhibit number 69. The previous was exhibit number 68. Number 69 reads, the state of Florida and the defendant Nicole Jean Nachtman stipulate to the following. The person who died between the 18th day of August 2015 and the 20th day of August 2015 at 14110 Fensbury Drive has been identified as Robert J. Beans, the individual named in count 1 of the indictment in this case. We hereby certify that the foregoing stipulation is made in good faith and for the reasons herein alleged, dated this 30th day of July 2019, and it is signed by Ms. Dana Hersey Bulgaria, attorney for the defendant, John Terry, assistant state attorney, and Nicole Jean Nachtman. Anything else from the state?
No, Your Honor, at this point, the state rests.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, state having rested their case, you may recall from the instructions in the beginning that we would now turn to the defense, but we're going to go ahead and take our lunch break. It is 11:30. I'm going to give you till 1 o'clock, so that's an hour and a half lunch today, and then at 1 o'clock we'll come back and we'll pick up with the defense case. Please do not discuss the case amongst yourselves or with anyone else. Do not do any research related to the case and avoid all exposure to any reports about this case outside of the courtroom. All rise for the jury. Please have a nice lunch.